Right boys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over the 2019 redraft as another installation to the little series I'm doing on this channel. So let's jump right into it with the honourable mentions. So for the honourable mentions we have PJ Washington, Cam Johnson, Brandon Clark and Grant Williams. All their stats are on the screen right now. Pretty self-explanatory. They just couldn't make the top tier 10 list in my opinion. But they're worth the mention, and I wouldn't be against putting any of these guys in the 9 or 10 spot. So at number 10 we have DeAndre Hunter of the Atlanta Hawks. He's averaged 15 points this season. He's been great across both ends of the floor. Again, he's not got the star power that a lot of the guys above have, but he's been great for Atlanta so far, and I think he'll blossom more into kind of like that 12 to 15 point per game role player. So yeah, he'll be in the league for a while with his skill set and what he brings to the table. Now at 9, I've got one of the more controversial picks. Is Kevin Porter Jr. Some people might not agree with him on this list or agree with him even at 9, but he's averaged 19 points this season. He's averaged 15 across his career. He's playing in Houston now with a better young core. As these guys grow, I think he'll really blossom into a better player. He does need to work on his playmaking a bit more, and his efficiency sometimes slows down. But for the whole, he's been pretty great for Houston, and I think he'll be pretty great for them going into the next decade. Now at 8, I've got someone who might be ranked a little bit low compared to what the hyper animals and the I've got Jordan Poole at 8. He's averaged 20 points this season, but towards the end of the season and usually in the playoffs we've seen him really I don't want to say giving him the big but I do think it's going to bite him back at some point in the season. I think he's at his peak. I don't think he'll be able to get much better, which is why I have the guys ahead of him. I think that potential is a lot higher than Hoopz right now. I think what we're seeing right now from Hoopz is At 7, I've got Nick Claxton, who's averaged 13 points this season, led the league in field goal percentage and efficiency field goal percentage. He's been great on the defensive end, 2.5 blocks this season, especially since he started playing as Brooklyn got more traction while KD and Kyrie were there, and he got to play a bit more, playing a proper system. He's been great, and I think defensively he's going to be great. He needs to work on his offensive game for sure, but in the coming years I don't think we'll have a problem. I think Nick Claxton's going to be a big who we'll see around for quite a lot of this decade and a bit of the next, and yeah, I think as long as he improves on the offensive side, the defense is already there. So Nick Claxton at 7. Now at 6 we've got a guy who I was really high on actually coming into the league and has kind of disappointed a bit, RJ Barrett. He's averaged 20 points this season, shooting 43 from the field and 31 from 3. He's not been the most efficient this season. He's had kind of streaks of inconsistency in both the regular season and in the playoffs. It's like he's so frustrating because sometimes I can think yes, RJ's really he looks good, and then other times it's how is he still a starter? It's so frustrating because he has the talent there and he displays the talent quite a lot. It's just he hasn't found the consistency to stay there, which is why I've got him at 6. Again, I was super high on him coming in, and he's been a bit of a disappointment, but he's still a solid player nevertheless, and I think he'll be around for the Knicks for at least a longer time. Now at number 5, I have the one-time Sixth Man of the Year, Tyler Hero, who started all his games this season actually, averaging 20 points, leading the league in free throw percentage. He's been great. He's been a lot better than predicted for a 13th, 14th overall pick, whichever one he went. He's been great for Miami, helped him in their finals run. They're looking to make another run right now. I believe it's 3-2 to Miami in the Knicks series as I'm recording this, but he's been great. Defensively, again, subpar, but he's been great on the offensive side. He's been a great spark off the bench for them for the past 3 seasons, and this season he's been a great guy. You can put the ball in his hands and he's going to get you some buckets. So I've got Tyler Hero here at 5. Now at 4, I've got a player who's gone heavily under the radar for like the past 2 seasons, and I don't think people know this name very well. But Keldon Johnson is the 4th best player, or even 3rd. I'd even put him 3rd over the guy I have at 3rd this season, honestly. He's averaged 22 points this season, 42% from the field, 33 from 3. His 3-point efficiency could be better. But on this Spurs team, he's going under the radar. I think give him another season or 2, he's going to be an all-star and potentially even the focal point of this Spurs franchise as soon as he gets people around him who can help him and get him a bit better, maybe a better point guard or something that can help him sort of play make a little bit and get more shots for him, stuff like that. Maybe a bit more defense on that Spurs team. But on both sides of the ball, he's great. And he's going really under the radar. That's what I mean. Like, not many people are talking about Keldon Johnson in the season he's had. But he's had a great season. He's a top 4, top 3 guy in this draft for me. And I think in the next season or 2, he's going to explode. He's going to become a full-blown volume scorer. And it's going to be super exciting to watch the Spurs team as they rebuild. Right, so at number 3, I've got Zion Williamson. We kind of have to put him here because he's a 2-time All-Star. But I think if he keeps going, his career trajectory keeps going the way it's going, he's not going to be in the top 5 for very long. When he's on the court, he is great. He's phenomenal. He's so fun to watch when he's on the court. But in 4 seasons, he's only played 114 games. This season, he played 29. Last season, he missed the whole season. Season before, he played 61, and his rookie year played 24. When he's on the court, he can perform. When he's not, it's kind of like, why is Zion not on the court? I feel like we've barely watched him play since he's come into the league. And he may, if this is how his career is going to go, New Orleans might look to move him. I don't know. But I feel like I have to put him at 3 because he's a 2-time All-Star. And the last 2 seasons we've seen him play, he's averaged 27 and 26. So, yeah, Zion at 3. Right, so at number 2, we've got a guy who's slowly becoming one of my favourite players in the league. I've got Darius Garland at number 2, the 1-time All-Star. This season, he averaged 22 points. He averaged 8 assists. He's been great on this team with Cleveland in the regular season. Postseason, they kind of had a bit of a slip-up, but again, all of these guys are young. It's their first season in the postseason. They'll adjust to it. They'll be great. I don't have any concerns about them. But yeah, his playmaking is elite. He can get you buckets when he needs to get them. He's been great for Cleveland, and I think he'll be a key part of their future, definitely moving forward. He's an all-star level guard and one of my favourite guards in the league right now. We're just waiting for him to have that kind of explosive season, which I think he'll have in the next season or 2, where he's coming out averaging like 25 and 10, getting stuff done. He's efficient and he's fun to watch. So I've got Darius Garland at number 2. And the number 1 pick of this redraft is the 2-time All-Star Mr. Parade inside my city, himself, Ja Morant. He's averaged 26 points this season, 27 last. He's a 2-time All-Star. He's efficient from the field. 3, we know he was never going to be a good 3-point shooter. But that's irrelevant compared to some of the other points of his offensive game. We have just seen them get beaten 5 by the Lakers in the postseason. He's only 23. He's got years of playing in the postseason left yet. But he's a clear-cut best player in this draft by far. His athleticism, he's fun to watch. He's on a winning team. He's turned this Memphis team around in the past 2 seasons. They've been a winning team. And they're bringing back fun to Memphis. And the rest of the guys on that team fit around him so well. It's good to see and it's fun to see. So yeah, he's very clearly the best player in this draft. And in a redraft, he goes 1. There's not a person on the planet who takes anyone else 1 apart from Ja Morant. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if not already. All my links in the description down below. And I'll see you in the 2020 redraft video next.